What's going on, everyone? This is Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews. Now, I've covered Makita XGT in the past. I actually bought one of the first Makita XGT tools, the reciprocating saw, pretty much the second that it was available. Now, I'm a big Makita fan myself. I pretty much buy everything Makita. If you've watched my channel for a little bit, you know that I cover a lot of the Makita tools. Now, I've been a little critical about Makita XGT, and for the biggest reason is mostly just because of the price. Now, a lot of the XGT stuff is kind of on average between, I would say, 1.5 to 3 times as expensive as the LXT equivalent tools. Now, I'm not saying that they are not worth the price, but I'm just saying that they are quite a price jump compared to the current tools that we're all very used to. Now, I was kind of wondering how to do this video exactly, and I only own really one Makita XGT tool, so I thought I would kind of do this more of a online here, showing off some pricing as well too. And when we look at Makita XGT, this is going to be an older photo. This is kind of the photo they had when they released the new XGT line. They were very heavily focused in things like grinders, SDS hammers, impact drivers. They had like 4 drills in here, a number of circular saws. They really had a blower and 2 string trimmers, and that's about it. Even though a lot of people were asking for things like mowers and chainsaws pretty heavily here, unfortunately those really weren't part of the initial release of XGT. Some people were very confused at the beginning about XGT. It's 36 volt, technically, but they're claiming it's 40 volt and then, of course, 80 volt when you mix 2 batteries together. Now, as we look at some of the technology, there's a lot more advanced technology in the XGT system, so it doesn't make sense why Makita would like to move on to a newer system. So if we move into some of the advancements that have come out recently with Makita XGT, it seems like Acme Tools is really kind of on the forefront of having the latest tools from Makita XGT available for sale, even pre-sale as soon as possible. So we've recently seen some of the latest, I would say, Gen 2 stuff from Makita XGT has just popped up on Acme Tools here. Now we have the GDT02. I've heard some conflicting information about this tool. It's not yet available in the US. We can currently order it right now. So you a great deal, $83.99 from Acme Tools right now. It's the Gen 2 impact driver. There's no really denying that. But it's not necessarily the Gen 2 we're seeing in other parts of the world, where they have the DST or dual spring technology, and of course that little Bluetooth as well. Now I would check out, some of the Makita Japan stuff right now. This is actually a totally different impact driver in Japan. Definitely kind of interesting to see what's going on with that, but this is kind of the first, I would say, value-oriented or budget-oriented tool we're seeing from Makita XGT right now. As most of the tools from Makita XGT's lines have been at least, I would say, 10-20% more expensive than the regular LXT tools. Now, of course, we're going to see, some unusual stuff here, like a battery case. Probably going to be something like the like concrete cutting tools, rebar cutting tools. We do have a LXT adapter, which, is kind of expensive. I don't know if you're maybe limited for space, you might want this if you don't want to have an LXT charger. But for an extra 34 bucks, in addition to what an XGT charger already costs, you might as well just buy an LXT charger to have on hand. I don't know, unless you're really tight on space, that I don't really see any reason to buy this. But it's something. It's something to have. For having less chargers, it works. Not that big of a deal there. Now we're gonna see some more of the stuff from Makita XGT. We're gonna see some of the Gen 2 drills out now, which are, I would say, more reasonable price. They got the 4 amp hour battery promotion, which at Acme Tools, it's currently you buy any 2 tools that have their promotion, you're getting an extra 4 amp hour battery. Now we do have a lot of tools that are very similar to the LXT tools, like the XGT inflator. It's very similar, but I know it's a model ahead of the current 8181 of the LXT. From reading like tools and stuff reviews that he's had on YouTube, it does seem to be a bit faster. However, though, this is even more expensive than the recent Milwaukee M18 fuel inflator that I picked up. So, it's tricky to justify some of this stuff on here for XGT. Even like this little dust blower, I'm a big fan of the LXT little mini blower as well, and it's significantly cheaper than this. Yeah, it is a little bit bigger, but the price point for what it's used is going to be kind of far off there. But if we move into like the latest releases here, like these new chainsaws, it's pretty interesting. $200. That's really, really cheap. You can also save 25 bucks. So when you add in, free shipping, some tax on here, you're going to be looking at under $200 for the new XGT chainsaws, which I really don't know what's going on here. Why is it so cheap? I expect these to be at least in the $400 to $500 range, tool only, based on what we're seeing previously with XGT tools. I'm not really sure why we're seeing that so cheap all of a sudden. But then if we move into, say, something like the XGT cordless work light, like, why is a work light more expensive than a chainsaw? I'm not really sure on that one. I mean, I know it's probably a pretty good work light for being $200 plus, but I mean, generally the chainsaws for most brands are much, much more expensive. So I'm not really sure what to think about that just yet. Now we have the new Gen 2 Impact. This is the full kit here. So it comes with two 2.5 amp hour batteries and a charger. Now, I don't want to necessarily say that Makita's been inflating their pricing or, keeping their pricing really, really high, but these chargers are $100 plus. Those 2.5 amp hour batteries are $100 plus. But now you can get a kit with as we can see on the previous page here, an $88 Impact with two batteries and a charger for $212. Right now I can save 25 bucks. That kit will be under $200. So is that what we're seeing here? Is that XGT is going to be the way to buy it? Is going to be only buy kits. Don't buy anything in separate. Tools like the battery here, the 4 amp hour battery is more expensive than just buying a kit with 2.5 amp hour batteries in it. So it's kind of something that's kind of weird. Talking to Zach, we were talking about XGT, and Zach knows I'm a huge Makita guy, and he's like, it's been almost 2 years now, and you only own one tool in XGT, even though I pretty much buy everything Makita. And the reason for that is a lot of the pricing on here. When you compare it to the performance, that's one thing, but the pricing on a lot of the Makita XGT stuff is just crazy. They recently had a deal on the holiday sales for if I picked up a 36 volt top handle saw, I could get four 5 amp hour batteries for $199. I can get four 5 amp hour batteries for $199, which is an awesome deal. Would I buy that and get four LXT batteries, a dual charger, and the brand new saw for $20 cheaper than it would cost me to pick up one more battery from a recip saw? So that's kind of where I've been at recently, is the LXT deals are such a good value. When you compare it to XGT, it's kind of like a no-brainer. The amount of performance you would gain from XGT just isn't really worth the price right now. However, though, it does seem like it's slightly changing over. We're seeing more deals right now. I will get to the mower in just a second here. That was looking at like a really, really good deal. Definitely pick up some more larger 8 amp hour batteries as well too. But some of these tools, like right here, this is a saw. This is the current reciprocating saw that I've got. I paid around $340 for it when it first came out from XGT. I got it on Amazon. It was one of the first places that had it. And it came with a 4 amp hour battery, a charger, and of course that reciprocating saw. It's been absolutely fantastic. No issues at all. I love it. But there's been a lot of competitors that are coming in at similar performance for way, way less pricing. And I'll give you an example here. I picked up two Metabo HPT 36 volt saws, one of their subcompact impact drivers, two 18 volt batteries, and a free 8 amp hour, well, it's going to be 8 amp hour at the 18 volt voltage, or 4 amp hour at 36 volts for cheaper than I can get that Makita XGT 40 volt kit. So it's kind of competitive there with a lot of other brands. When you start hitting these price points, there's going to be a lot of competition the higher the price you go on for the other brands you can get for value-wise. Especially like these saws right now, they're pretty expensive. And I know the performance is definitely a bit better. I think it's around 20 to 30% better performance, but you're going to be paying, I mean, look at this. This is tool only for $264. We can pick up the LXT version for $65 less and get 4 batteries and a dual charger. So it's tough to really justify some of the XGT tools. I will say some of these like stick vacuums, these are relatively cheap online. I picked up now two for 70 bucks each, so I paid about $140 for two of them. And I've got tons of LXT batteries, so I am way cheaper than buying just one, not having to have to buy more batteries for this, and it just doesn't make any sense right now. Now, if we move into some of the other tools here, and check this out. We got the XGT chainsaw kits. We got a 4 amp hour kit and we got a 5 amp hour kit. I'm not sure why they're the exact same price when they're both, different batteries and, of course, different bar and chain sizes. But that's a fantastic deal. That's pretty much cheaper than you can buy a lot of the LXT chainsaw kits right now. So I don't know why that's all of a sudden cheaper. My honest guess right now is, hey, maybe Makita is like, maybe we shouldn't price this so high. Maybe the sales have been that great. I'm just guessing on that one. I mean, look at this planer right here, $300. I picked up the LXT planer on Amazon when it was on sale during Black Friday for 98 bucks. That's right, $98 for the LXT planner. Now, is the XGT planner going to be 3 times as good for the price? I don't think so. I've seen some reviews on it. Tools Left did an excellent review on it, and I think it was definitely a bit better, but 3 times the price better? Unfortunately, I don't think it was. We do have a lot of impact wrenches that are hitting, very high pricing. We're looking at this $300 impact wrench. That's tool only. Another $300 impact wrench here, tool only. We do have, of course, some of the more basic rotary hammers are $300. The string trimmer, and for LXT, the single battery string trimmers that are 18 volt, they go on sale at Home Depot pretty frequently for about 99 bucks. Again, we're talking 3 times the price, going from an LXT equivalent tool to a XGT tool. So that's kind of up to you to really decide, and you're going to be deciding with your wallet, of course. But if we move on to some more of the tools here, some of these kits are very expensive. Look at the drill driver kit here. This is not a hammer drill. This is just a regular drill kit here. 360 bucks. I mean, for nearly $400, I've now picked up 2 of the LXT, the latest of the drill and impact kits. They came with 2 5 ampere batteries, and you get 2 more free tools, and it's some awesome free tool deals this year. So it's pretty hard to justify some of those tools. And we look at some of the batteries, man, $360 for a single battery. Now, have you ever looked at some of the more expensive batteries from, say, like Milwaukee or DeWalt? I mean, the Milwaukee batteries, they got the 12 amp hours. Those are around $200. And I know DeWalt has the 15 amp hour batteries. I think those are right around 300 as well, too, somewhere in that range. But I'm not paying $360 for a battery. That's a crazy pricing for batteries. So I want to get to some of the other tools in here. Of course, I'm going by price least to highest here. Now, what's funny is the Makita lawnmowers for XGT. I paid $400 for my LXT mower. It came with 4 4 amp hour batteries and a dual charger. I thought that was a fantastic deal. Works fantastic. I had about almost 2 years now. Now the XGT mowers are self-propelled. My LXT mower is not self-propelled. But this is tool only for $423. Not bad. But if we scroll ahead here a little bit, we can find this in a kit. And it is a pretty unbelievable kit price here. So let me just find the kit here. Right, here's the kit. $607.99. Now, this isn't like 2 3 amp hour batteries or 4 amp hour batteries in here. This includes 2 8 amp hour batteries. Now, I just mentioned I saw the 8 amp hour batteries on their page there for over $300. So you can pick up the mower right now with a dual charger, and this dual charger is $200 by itself. So, I mean, this is a crazy value. Now, is Makita kind of price gouging us right now on some of these tools? Buying them individually here, the charger, the batteries, when you can literally buy this kit. This kit right here is worth the 2 batteries alone. You will save money buying this kit just to buy the 2 8 amp hour batteries of this kit, not even including the mower or the dual charger. You throw in the mower and the dual charger, that's another $600 right there. So you're basically getting everything in this kit for half off if you bought it individually, which is just absolutely crazy. So Well, we're seeing some Makita XGT deals right now. It's kind of like a minefield right now of a line because the stuff is expensive in one corner, but then it's a pretty good deal in another corner. I'm not really sure what Makita is doing right now. If we're gonna start seeing like a little bit of more of the budget side of XGT and then more of the very high-end pro side of XGT, or really what's happening here? Are we seeing maybe Makita pulling back some of the pricing on the new Gen 2 stuff? I'm not really sure. I would love personally to buy more XGT. I'm kind of actually eyeing maybe the chainsaw right now. And let me go back to page one here. I do kind of want that new Gen 2 Impact right now for 84 bucks. That's a fantastic deal. You can't really buy a lot of impact drivers from a lot of the top end brands for that cheap. So that's a fantastic deal. Also, this XGT Lantern with the radio being only $88.99. That's a pretty awesome deal as well too. I don't think that would be. I honestly guess that'd be like $200 better too if I had to throw a guess on that one. So I don't know. Every time I make a video in XGT, I'm kind of like more and more confused at what they're doing exactly, because we're seeing stuff priced really really high, yet being a very quality tool. But as we see new stuff come out, we're now seeing stuff at a much lower price point. And are we going to see stuff come out at more of a budget value here? Is Makita lowering the pricing? What are they doing exactly? I'm really not sure. But guys, leave me a comment below what you think is going on with XGT. I'm trying to figure it out right now. I sent an email over to one of my reps, and I'd love to find out what's going on with XGT, why we're seeing just kind of pricing all over the board right now. I don't want to say it's a good value or not a good value just because the pricing is kind of just crazy right now for XGT. So guys, that's kind of all I had for XGT. I'm trying to figure it out as we go right now, but this is kind of my best guess right now at XGT. So guys, thanks for watching. Take care and have a great day.